Alright guys, another great night and another time to show off some comics. Wanted to start out talking about helping out the fellow collector. I definitely do my best to share tips, pointers, advice, whatever I can do to help out our fellow collectors, new or old. I saw a thing where a guy had picked up some comic books and he was asking advice from a bunch of others saying, hey, I just paid $100 for all these, how did I do? And everybody was basically coddling the dude, and only one guy basically stood up and was like, hey man, if you are happy that you picked them up because you needed them for your collection, that's awesome. But if you're asking if you did a good job based on the value overall, I honestly am going to say that no, you did not. You got screwed over. You paid way too much money, and you shouldn't be happy about what you got. I actually agree with the individual that stood up and said that, because it's important to educate somebody that does not know any better. Give them the help that they need to get them further in the hobby so that they don't overspend and they're not taken advantage of. Because I don't know how many times I see people that are overcharging on stuff just because they think they can screw somebody. It's very easy to do. Once the money starts coming in, then you start to think about it and you start going, well, I can charge a little bit more and get a little bit more money. Then the other person that may not know any better is stuck with books that they'll never get back the money that they put into it, or they're gonna get right at, and they're trying to do it as maybe an investment or whatever the case may be. So it's important to help each other out and give some education. If you know somebody that's about to buy some books, give them a hand. Give them some advice. Just, throw it out there. Say, hey, look, if you're wanting to buy these books because they're awesome and you want them in your collection, that's great. Don't even worry about the value of them. Just think about it as you're completing a run. If you're buying this as an investment, you need to be better educated and look at these tools here. Comic Book Realm or sold listings on eBay. Check out the market trend, GPA, whatever you need to do. Just look into the value of the books a little more before you jump on there and buy something that will never get you back the money you're putting out. Those are things that we all need to help each other out with. So I'm going to get on to some showing off some books here. Just figured I'd talk about that for a minute because I think that we all could do a little better at helping each other out. So I picked up all these books. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Picked up 8 books today. And this falls in my buying books on a budget, $15 or less. I paid $3 for this stack. First book, the Granov cover, Darth Vader, #1. Spawn Resurrection, one shot, #1. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meet Archie. I found a Powers issue #1. It's not the very first print issue, but it's still cool because it actually lines up real close to, I think, the actual show. I think like once you get into issue 3 of this run, then it says something like this will be featured on PlayStation Network soon. Neverlands issue #0. It's always a great thing to find the fairy tale issues, and that's a great cover. Let's see. I grabbed these two. I'll pass on those for a second. Spawn issue #9. We all know the importance of this book. Thor's sister moved into the Marvel Universe. Okay, these next two I picked up because of when I was a kid, they actually had the toy line, and the toy line was freaking epic. Um, they actually had a weekly commercial that was basically a TV show that you wanted to watch just to see what else was going to happen. It was just awesome freaking advertising, plain and simple. They were on top of their game with this one. Sectors #1 and #2. Like I said, not high dollar value books, but for what they are and what they were, they're just cool as hell, and I had to grab them. $3 for every book that was in this stack of 8 books. And there are several in here that can go for about $10, so, you know, it's out there. Just got to dig a little bit. Those were in bargain bins. And easy pickups. And no telling how many other people had gone through those bins before me and just never found them, you know. It's just one of those deals. So, another thing, I picked up this yesterday. And I did this because, well, for one reason, you can see that there's a tag clearly stating $1. So how could I not pick up a figure for $1? Another thing is, it's a little rough on the packaging, but a guy that I trade figures to, I trade him for comic books, and I have about 5 of them, but he's not so worried about the packaging because he takes them out a lot of times and sets them up and all that. So it's no big deal, but still, at $1, I could not go wrong. And, you know, I've got about 5 or 6 figures to work out a trade with him, so I'll probably give him a call and say, hey, dude, you got anything? And we'll work out a trade. You know, those are types of things that can help you with your collecting. Be it the other way around, be it you want to be the guy that's actually trading me comics for action figures, or me wanting the comics from him. It doesn't matter. It's ways that you can do it to get your collection built up. You know, I collect just about everything. I always have. One of the things that I do kind of like bargain bin, back issue bin hunting with coins. I get rolls, and I'll break into them, check them out, pull out the stuff. This time I just happened to pick up some rolls of pennies because the guy at the bank, when I went there today, had these laying on his counter, and they're wrapped like this, so that's usually an indicator somebody cashed them in, and he said that to me. And that's, to me, an awesome thing, because most people will go through, throw some pennies in a can or a jug or something, and they'll wrap them up, cash them in, and then there's hidden stuff in there that's sweet to get. I've pulled out Indian head pennies, wheat pennies, I've pulled out error coins, proof coins, I've pulled out silver dimes, and anybody that knows coins knows that those are very valuable, and you can use them to either sell, trade for comics, or I do the reverse sometimes. I'll trade comic books for coins. So, you know, just depends. I'm fortunate enough that I have a very, very wide knowledge base. I grew up, my dad was real big into building plastic models, and the one side was the model airplanes and stuff like that, and the other side was the coins. Well, the coins were always more interesting to me, so I went in there, and I would spend hours upon hours in there, and the older couple taught me everything they knew, and they had like 30 years of experience, so I was like a freaking sponge, just sucking it all in. I'd help catalog their stuff, find their stuff for them that they didn't know they had when they bought a collection. Just different things like that, and I just gained that knowledge and really ran with it. And to this day, I still use it. It's knowledge that I believe is important because it helps me build up my other stuff. You know, it's good to connect with people. It's good to find out what others know and use that knowledge to your advantage. Those are things that these videos really help out with. You know, I thought about going on and doing a video of jumping on like Facebook groups, going into one of the auction groups and showing you guys what is out there to buy and all that stuff. The hidden stuff. It's very easy to find in a hurry, and just show it off, you know. And I may do that in the future, just to show different possibilities and different ways to collect. So, you know, our world's expanding, and it's awesome all the time, the differences that we can do. So, I may do that. But that's about it for me tonight. Check out the Angry Geek Show, the crazy duo of Lewis and Jeremy. Great guys, going to the cons, talking about all the different things happening in the comic book world, the movies, blah, blah, blah. A couple of good guys to check out and enjoy what they have to say. Thank you all for sharing your stuff on your videos. I really enjoy them. Weapon X, dude, you got your box coming for the contest entry that you did for me. Get your buddies to subscribe to my channel. Once I hit 200 subscribers, I'm going to give away 2 clean and presses. 2 professional clean and presses for comic books for one person. I will choose a random person. And keep those videos coming with the buying books at $15 or less. Show what you got. Make your video. Let me know that you did. Just throw a comment down saying, hey, I threw out my video. Check it out. And I'll definitely check that out as well. If you guys have any questions or things you want me to talk about, please throw a comment on the video. I'd love to address anything you had. So anyways, that's it for me tonight, guys. Hope you enjoy, and we'll talk to you again soon. Peace. Steel King out.